Critics here. Yeah, I know it's been a bit since I put up one of these reviews, but I've been really sick, and I didn't think that you wanted this in the middle of your review. So, okay, here's this week's review. I just gotta... So, I figured that wasn't a cool thing to do in the middle of a review, so I decided to wait until that was over. So, alright, today, got my flannel plaid on, got my Game Boy Color, got my Charmander. That's right. We're going to take a minute to be nostalgic about the 90s. Ooh. Surge and Pokemon. Thundercats, the originals. That was nice. Alright, I think we're ready. Alright, so it's time for a Pearl Jam album review. This is a 90s classic band, and we're going into this. Bam! Pearl Jam's new album, Lightning Bolt. Alright, so this review of Lightning Bolt kicks off right now. Alright, so with Lightning Bolt, this album actually stored up some serious success before it even came out because the album started with the single Mind Your Manners. Oh my god! The first second I heard that song, I was ready for this album. This is seriously an amazing single. If you haven't heard the album or anything about it, just check out Mind Your Manners, it's worth it. From the top of the album, it opens up with Getaway. It's this classic Pearl Jam song that's a highlight of the album, definitely, and it's something that's going to be a classic Pearl Jam song, as in, like, you could see them opening a show with it. That kind of classic. It's awesome. It's everything you love about Pearl Jam in a very new age thing. It could have been on any of their albums, except for the 90s ones. We'll look that. Yeah, you know what I mean, Pearl Jam fans. They're not the same band they were in the 90s, but that's okay. Following that, there's Mind Your Manners, which is Pearl Jam and Black Flag having a baby. And the baby is awesome. And it's an awesome baby. It's the best song on the album by far. It's this strong, ripping, punk rock, Pearl Jammy grunge thing that's just amazing. I love it. It's seriously a freaking amazing song. After that, we've got My Father's Son. My Father's Son is a rock song. It's trying to be a different man than his father was, pretty much. It's a harder rock song than the rest of the album. From this point on, the album sort of falls off, and it's just kind of, I don't know, light and wavy. It's too simple after this song. This song is the last of the 3 hard rock songs on the album, which is a real shame because it was really awesome. Like, the first 3 songs are like, oh my god, yes, Pearl Jam's got it back again. And it's like, oh man, it was just a little thing for a little bit, and now we're going down to the silly, quiet stuff again. But we'll get to that in a second. The next song, Sirens, is a much lighter song, and it shows some really good musical diversity here. It's actually a really pretty song, to be fair, and I like it. I do. I have no problem with it as a single song. You'll see why this becomes a problem for the album in a second. As a song, it's beautiful. I like it. It's probably the best ballad on the album, so check it out. After that, they have the song Lightning Bolt. It's a much heavier song than Sirens, but it doesn't quite ever reach the level of Father's Son, Mind Your Manners, or Getaway. Which is a shame, but it's still a very good song. It's got a huge chorus that's just ready for arenas and fans to scream it out, and it's great. It's like a mid-range rock song. It's a Pearl Jam song. It's awesome. You know what I mean. You know what you're getting with a mid-range rock Pearl Jam song. You know, it's the thing they're good at. After that, they go to Infallible, which... it's a strange, mid-tempoed ballad. It changes the direction of the album from here on out. As a whole, it just sort of shifts, and it's weird, and it's different, and I don't really know what I think about it. I mean, it's not a bad song, but it isn't a wonderful song either, and it definitely kills the album's momentum that it built up this far. I don't know. After that, we get to Pendulum, which is another strange ballad, but it's from the weird years. Could have been seen on, say, By Natural, the album that had some really weird things on it, you know. They've always had weird moments like Bugs, with, you know, Eddie Vedder simply coming out and singing about bugs with an accordion, and that's it. But this is a really weird moment for them in this album, because it doesn't really fit. It's got a strange context that doesn't really fit on the album at all. I don't know. It keeps the momentum lost, just kind of like, oh no, what are you doing? Stop it, I liked you. After that, it goes to Swallowed Whole. It's a more acoustic song. It's fine. It starts off acoustic, and it mostly keeps up that way. And it continues to lose me. I gotta be honest. It's a good song. It's a pretty song. It's quiet, though. Which is fine. But remember, though, they've already had a ballad on here. A beautiful ballad, Sirens. They don't need to beat me to death with ballads. Just like, no, quit it, Pearl Jam. I get it. You're trying to do this too much. Stop hitting me over the head with them. After this, it just I don't know, too many well-behaved songs. It's Lightning Bolt, not Lying Sleep, or, it's just, I don't get it. Left the Records play sees Pearl Jam's trying their hand at blues, which, I don't know. I was excited about the concept of them trying blues, and then it didn't work very well, and then I wasn't excited anymore. So, I don't know, I just don't think they need to do that very much on here, because honestly, even with all the ballads, this is the worst song on here. Sorry, Pearl Jam, but it's true, and you know it. Sleeping by Myself is another acoustic ballad with a bit more folk in it. It's trying to be like Eddie Vedder's solo stuff, if you picture that, like his ukulele stuff, but it's folky, and it's interesting, and it's, I don't know, it's not awful, but it's not wonderful either. It's definitely interesting. After that, we get to Yellow Moon, which is another ballad, but it's a way better one. It's beautiful, and it's way better than even Sirens, I think, personally. And it definitely is a song that's destined for live shows. It's a sing-along ballad. I wish that the other ones were like this, because this song I can redeem. It's great. It's fine. And it only continues from there into Future Days, which is an amazing album closer. It's quiet. It's a beautiful song. It's just seriously one of the best strong album closers I've heard in a long time, but the momentum is killed too much for me on this, and I don't know. It started off amazing, ended up a little bit shamed, and I don't understand why they had to do that, because it was such a good start. With that being said, though, we're going to do some quick history on Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam is an American rock band formed in Seattle, Washington in 1990. Since its inception, they've had a number of lineup changes, but mostly Stone Gossard on guitar, Jeff Ament on bass, Mike McCready on guitar, Eddie Vedder on vocals, and the current drummer, Matt Cameron, who's also the drummer for Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. So, they've had a lot of people in the band, but, they were formed after the demise of Gossard's and Amet's previous band, Mother Love Bone. Pearl Jam broke into the mainstream with, 10, Alive, Even Flow, Jeremy, Why Go. It's just, bam, one of the best rock albums of all time. You know it. Well, you know 10. Everybody knows 10. It's the reason why Plaid exists as a rock fad. It wasn't a thing that we would have worn as rock artists. Plaid, it wouldn't have worked. They brought it. They brought flannel and plaid into the world by wearing it when they had 10. And 10 was the thing that brought them into the world, and it's super awesome. Seriously. It really is. Alright, so, gotta say, high notes on the album. Pretty obvious that the high notes on the album are like the start of it. I honestly think that the high notes on the album are the first 3 tracks. Getaway, Mind Your Manners, My Father's Son. And then, honestly, Sirens is a good song. It is, but it's nothing super. Lightning Bolt's a good song, but it's nothing super. I honestly think the last good songs are Future Days and Yellow Moon. Those other ones are really good. So, I don't know. I gotta give it 3 stars. It falls off the wagon too much for me, and I can't handle that. Sorry, I just can't handle it. But still check out the album for the first few. It's really awesome. At least Mind Your Manners. That song is amazing, and you need to hear it. So, thanks for listening. Got a Paul McCartney review coming up in a second. That's right. Big time.